My guest is Bernie Farber. He's CEO of the Canadian Jewish Congress. Welcome back to the show, Bernie.
Thank you.
Now, you've been on this show and lots of other shows at CTS and all over the place. You've been on television a lot. What importance do you see of your role on TV, of our being a TV program on the Jewish community in Israel?
Well, my role on TV, well, number one good thing is that my children get to see me a little bit more often. So, that's kind of helpful. But as a kind of a spokesperson for the community, I become a familiar face, which I think allows people a sense of comfort that there's one person out there who is trying to reflect the main view of the community. So that's helpful and it's comfortable for the community. More importantly, when we have a show like Israel Today, which I've appeared on a number of occasions and spoken on a myriad of issues, from being a child of Holocaust survivors to working in a very complicated community, it becomes, in a way, Howard, a marketplace for members of our community to tune in and to see what's going on. It's easy to be able to do that. It means you turn on a television set. It's located nicely on the dial. And I think people still relate to images. It's quick. It's easy to listen to. And it's comfortable, again, to listen to. So there is that entire sense of comfort that I think is very, very important. The other thing is, and I find this interesting just for myself, and I think you'll be pleased to hear it, when your show runs, I will come into the office and people will say to me, "Did you see Israel Today?" And others will say, "You know, I didn't know it was on, but as I was clicking through the channels, I saw Bernie, or I saw Professor so-and-so, or personalities within the community. And so I stopped and I watched it." And I hear that so often, which says to me that people do get engaged and they find it easy to find you on the channel. And so, the show itself has become a show to watch in terms of getting information, hearing what's going on out there, and not just getting one-sided information, which I think is very important in terms of your show. You have been able to reflect the left and the right and what I call the extreme middle. And I think you've done it fairly. I think you've done it accurately. You've had some very interesting and sometimes provocative guests. And yet at the same time, you've been able to maintain a balance. And for our community, especially in a time where we are facing some complicated struggles, the ability to be able to maintain that balance and create a sense of understanding is so important. So the show to me is a bit of a treasure, I have to tell you.
Well, I just let you go because you were so flattering. You have to come more often.
Anytime.
Anyway, I want to thank you very much for coming on, and of course you'll be on again. Thanks very much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Jana Gur, Israeli author and food writer, takes us on a romp through a farmer's market in North Tel Aviv. Next week in Fresh Produce, we vicariously smell and taste Israel's delicious fresh fruits and vegetables. We also see and hear more homegrown musical talent. Join us next week for an evening of tastes and song in our program, Fresh Produce. You come away singing. It's been my great pleasure to bring you another episode of Israel in the Jewish World. We hope you found it informative and interesting. If you have any comments at all, drop us a line about future shows or anything. Remember, we're also looking for new members to support the program. Join now. I hope you'll tune in next week. I'm Howard Edelman. Good night. Until next week.